The over-unders.
Good evening, everyone. Today is Tuesday, July 16, 2024, 6 p.m., regular city council meeting. Call the meeting in order. Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
Vice Mayor Lozano, Councilmember, where are you on? Sorry, it's not working.
Here.
Councilmember Papineau, Councilmember Farmer, Councilmember Vandenberg,
Here.
Mayor Sandu.
Here. Next agenda item, please join me, silent prayer and flag salute. Thank you. Madam Clerk, may I have replay statement?
This meeting of the Galt City Council will be cablecast on Metro Cable 14, the local government affairs channel on the Comcast and AT&T Uverse cable systems. The meeting is closed caption and webcast at metro14live.zaccounty.gov. Today's meeting replays Friday, July 19th at 9 a.m. and Saturday, July 20th at 9 a.m. on Channel 14. This meeting can also be viewed at youtube.com/MetroCable14.
Thank you. Next agenda item, agenda approval, addition and deletion. Council, any? If is none, then next agenda item is presentation. There is no presentation. Next agenda item D, public comments.
Under Government Code Section 54954.3, members of the public may address the City Council on non-agenda items. The public comment section is for the City Council to receive comments, except for brief responses to questions. No discussion or action may be taken on any item that is not listed on the agenda. Please limit comments to a maximum of 5 minutes. Consistent with the City Council procedural guidelines, the mayor reserves the right to shorten the time limit for speakers to ensure the efficient and timely completion of all city business on the agenda. First up, Ken Lee.
Ms. Ken Lee. My concerns have to do with the Save Mart access, the one-way in off A Street. It's fast-moving traffic there, and it's only one way, and then they have the arrows marked, taking up the whole driveway, showing it way in. But many drivers are used to driving out onto A Street. So they basically just drive out like there was nothing there. There's no sign saying one way. There's no marking on the pavement saying no right turn off the Safe Mart. And basically, the arrows aren't noticeable. The parking spaces on the east side of the front of Safe Mart, if there's a delivery truck there, it blocks the view. And basically, there should be no parking in those spaces because many of the store owners, and including me, have almost had head-ons coming in. People just drive out like normal, and the entrance hasn't been fully operational yet. So basically, they had near misses and head-ons, and basically the east end of the stores, they might be able, if they're able to have it labeled, to use the back side of the Save Mart as another entranceway into the east side. That way, the people going to the Ace Hardware, which are usually in a hurry, to get their parts, have an easy way in. And basically, it takes off less traffic on A Street, on that one entrance coming in. So basically, Ace told me they only have deliveries on Wednesdays and Tuesdays, and they said they don't block the driveway, so that driveway is fully accessible, but you should call them to get their input. The Denny's manager has already had a head-on, and basically, he said the insurance isn't going to cover him because they said they were both at fault. He said it was a serious head-on, and the Ace Hardware said she had near misses already, including I had a near miss. So, and so basically, that's what I'm at. A study needs to be done prior to the full implementation of the A Street in and 4th Street out to prevent the head-ons. And then I like to bring up seniors, Hispanics, and the public would welcome a grocery outlet at the Rite Aid store, because due to everybody's dwindling budget. I already left a message to the grocery outlet corporate to contact the city to see the feasibility. Also, more people are starting to camp out on E Street by my apartment. And basically, I just don't want to see a flag city situation where it becomes 1, then it becomes 20, then it becomes a permanent village. And I'd like to bring up also, as the business climate changes, I would like to see the flea market get a proactive plan because crime might be coming up at the flea market. I've noticed shoplifting has been coming up and families are doing it. It would be nice if they could mark the golf course with security emblems so people have the impression there's security in there. You're not necessarily, doing anything, but people notice it and basically they might not do things as much. A whistle alarm station throughout this flea market would be nice for medical emergency, for vendors to pull when there's runoff, and for immediate problems if fights occur. Because other flea markets, fights and stealing and runoff happen all the time. So I like to see a proactive stance. And basically, they can use it because many vendors are still parking in the customer lot. About 60 of them parked there, and so that's like 300 spaces taken up because they could have been rotated during the day. So that's why, it's very hard to find a parking space at the flea market when you come after 9. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. The next person.
Lisa Matta.
My name is Lisa Matta. I've lived in Sacramento County for 28 years. Resolution for legally valid 2024 general election. Excuse me. My name is Lisa Matta. I've lived in Sacramento County for 28 years. I'm a volunteer with United Sovereign Americans, not a spokesperson. United Sovereign Americans is a nationwide organization with thousands of active volunteers in over 20 states. Today, I come to you as a concerned citizen sharing alarming information about our state's voter database uncovered through thousands of hours of research conducted by highly qualified and credentialed data teams. While the numbers are staggering and somewhat difficult to comprehend, one thing is clear. It doesn't add up. Just like your checkbook must balance, so must our votes. If you had $10,000 fewer dollars in your bank account than you had deposited, you would certainly want to know what happened. And if a company had that significant a discrepancy in their books, they'd most certainly conduct an audit. In fact, yearly audits are required by law for all public companies. Our audit of the 2022 election using only official data provided by state elections officials shows that the 2022 elections may not have been accurate or legally compliant. We're not saying one candidate won over another or that any election should be overturned. The state's official data from a certified election shows that the votes as counted were not all valid and accurate under the law. Tonight, we will present to you with a resolution demanding an end to the inaccuracy and uncertainty plaguing our elections, along with a summary of our findings and the laws that apply. We are happy to meet with you to go over this information, including more detail about the specific findings. If you have any questions that I cannot answer now, I'll commit to getting you the answer in writing from United Sovereign Americans data team. This data and our request for an investigation have been shared with state election officials and law enforcement. It's essential that you, as our representatives, make it clear that these must be taken seriously. Tonight we come to you, our closest elected representatives, for support and action. We're asking that you listen to the resolution, ask questions if you have them, then vote promptly for its passage. Your action on this resolution will illustrate your dedication and support to the concerns of your constituents and your country. Thank you. Our next three speakers will read the resolution in three parts, and our final speaker will conclude our presentation.
Thank you, Lisa. Go to the next.
Jonathan Matta.
My name is Jonathan Matta. I've lived in Sacramento County for 19 years. Whereas it is a recognized civil right in the United States for every citizen to have free and fair elections, quote, and the right of suffrage can be denied by a debasement or dilution of the weight of a citizen's vote just as effectively as by wholly prohibiting the free exercise of the franchise, end quote. United Supreme Court, Reynolds versus Sims, 1964. Whereas it is the duty of our election officials to guarantee our elections are accurate and free from distortion or manipulation. Quote, Congress seeks to guard the election of members of Congress against any possible unfairness, by compelling everyone concerned in holding the election to a strict and scrupulous observance of every duty devolved upon him while so engaged. The evil intent consists in disobedience to the law, end quote. U.S. Supreme Court in Recoy, 127 U.S. 731, 1888. Whereas our constitutional system of representative government only works when the following four tenets of an election are upheld. Number one, the voter rolls must be accurate. National Voter Registration Act, 1993. Number two, votes counted must be from eligible voters. U.S. Constitution, 14th Amendment, Section 2. Number three, the number of votes counted must equal the number of voters who voted. Number four, there can be no more than 1 in 125,000 ballots in error by the voting system. Help America Vote Act, 2002. Whereas open source audit of the California 2022 general election conducted by California citizens has uncovered evidence of massive inaccuracies that appear to violate both federal and state laws, including 5,886,198 ineligible or uncertain registration violations found within the California State Voter Roll database. 2,700,076,939 votes cast by ineligible or uncertain registrations. 123,783 more votes counted than voters who voted. No one knows who cast them. 2,776,849 apparent voting violations are in excess of the legal standard of system accuracy for a valid federal election. The maximum allowable system errors for the 2022 general election in California was 90. Certification as defined by law, an attestation of accuracy and compliance, appears to have been fraudulent and illegal. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jonathan. Next person.
I'm sorry, Elena Truckin?
My name is Elena Truchan, and I've lived in Sacramento County for 34 years. Whereas these findings trample legal accuracy requirements of the voting system during a federal election, accuracy is defined as the ability of the system to capture and report the specific selections and absence of selections made by a voter without error. Whereas the intent of the voters must be known factually before certification can be lawfully conducted. Certification of an election that varies from the law is an abridgment of the civil rights of the citizens, a fraud ab initio, United States versus Throckmorton, 1878. Quote, from time immemorial, an election to public office has been, in point of substance, no more and no less than the expression by qualified electors of their choice of candidates. End quote. U.S. Supreme Court, United States versus Classic, 313 U.S. 299, 1941. Whereas the 2022 general election appears to have been invalid, depriving us of the guaranteed protection of our natural rights under a government duly and provably chosen by us, the American people, resulting in incalculable damage to our families, our way of life, and the fabric of this United States. Therefore, we call upon our representatives to provide relief to the people and the assurance of domestic tranquility by joining us in demanding a valid 2024 general election that upholds these existing laws and equitable principles of law. Number one, proof of citizenship, identity, and eligibility required to register and vote, not anonymous attestation. Number two, voter rolls certified accurate and available for public review and challenge 30 days before the start of early voting. Voters added after that date must bring proof of citizenship, identity, and address in person to a qualified official at each polling place. Number three, hand-marked secure ballots similar to currency. Where imaging technology is used for tabulation, the security features must be verifiable in the ballot image. Number four, systems, machines, security measures, infrastructure, and conduct are required to be compliant with federal law for fraud prevention regarding risk assessment, certification, testing, and implementation. Number five, adjudication must be signed off by party, candidate, and trained citizen witness after being given full and effective observation rights. Candidates and trained citizens must be allowed immediate access to ballots, ballot images, and cast vote records, CVRs. Thank you.
Thank you, lawyer. Next.
Stan McNichol.
Thank you, council members. A very elitist and responsible position for which we really appreciate you. My name is Stan McNichol. I've lived in Sacramento County for 23 years. You know that we are representing United Sovereign Americans. That's USA, by the way. United Sovereign Americans. And we're speaking for the laws that provide valid 2024 elections, including the 2024 elections coming up. And you have heard 5 points from Elena just now. Here are 4 more. They contain quite a few specifics. I'll try to read them so it's easy to follow. Ballots, regardless of entry source, election operations, and systems must maintain end-to-end chain of custody from voter to vote count to final canvass, including auditability and witness transfer with paper records. 7. An NIST-compliant, randomized, statistically valid end-to-end audit with a 95% confidence level of all elections pursuant to the 14th Amendment, Section 2, must be performed. These audits are to be conducted by qualified, insured, and bonded security forensics or financial auditors, not personnel from within the election system. Reconciliation will include the vote count, real physical ballots, adjudication, cast vote records, that's CVRs, cast vote records, ballot count, qualified voter count, custody transfer, and all other paper and electronic election systems, including logs. 8, if the total of unique variances above is more than 10% of the margin of victory, a new election must be held in the state for those candidates effective, unless the issues can be provably corrected by a manual hand count and a full review of records. Last point, waiver of requirements is not allowed. Only end-to-end system compliance from registration through certification can guarantee the intent of the people is accurately recorded. Be it resolved, therefore, that the Galt City Council members stand in support with the concerns and the remedies represented here. We implore the County Board of Supervisors, California Legislature, federal legislators, law enforcement, federal and state prosecutors, judges, and both California Secretary of State and county registrars of voters to cooperate and fulfill these firm requests of the people. Thank you.
Thank you, Stan. Thank you for your comments.
Mark Matta?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for your service. Members of council, thank you. Tina, thank you so much for all you guys do to make this happen. And we appreciate your service. Continuing, my name is Mark Matta. I've lived in Sacramento County for 28 years, and I am a volunteer, not an official spokesperson for United Sovereign Americans. What you've heard tonight is the culmination of thousands of hours of work by our highly qualified and credentialed volunteer data teams from California and across the country. It is a powerfully written resolution that you should have in your hands or will have soon, so you can look at verbatim what has been said. And it's not very long, but you can look at it. You'll have it in your hands. It's a resolution outlining the massive inaccuracies in our 2022 election, from registration through certification. In it, you heard us ask for meaningful remedies which will proactively protect the validity of the 2024 election for all Americans. And I think it's important to say this is not something that's looking back, trying to correct. This is something looking forward, trying to protect based on the certification standards. I don't know how many of you have known what those standards are, but I haven't. I'm fairly informed. I used to work for a senator, but I mean, I don't know what the standards are until you get into Help America Vote Act and National Voter Registration Act. So it's looking forward to say we want to protect and make sure Democrats, Republicans, independent, nonpartisan, but make sure that we have a good result from an accuracy standpoint and a process standpoint. In fact, the resolution cited many U.S. Supreme Court precedents and support the need for such actions. Laws are being ignored. The bottom line is that the checkbook is not balancing. I mean, I've been aware of the problem, and probably many of you have been aware and had a concern about election. What happens? Are there dead people voting? Are there people voting from out of the area, but haven't known how bad the problem is? And so the numbers that you see in the resolution are from publicly available, it's forensic audit data that's publicly available. So the voting system, which controls our most vitally important right to choose our representatives, is not producing an accurate, trustworthy result. Do you think that these anomalies within our election system, a system which is part of our national security infrastructure, should continue to be ignored? Let's step back for a second and look at the big picture. Large numbers of Americans, including many right here in California, have questions about the trustworthiness of our elections. I think that we all agree that we wish this was not the case, but official data shows that the concerns are valid. And the law says that resolving them is essential to securing our liberty, consent of the governed, and our liberty. How much is it costing not to fix the problem? How much is it costing in terms of gross domestic product, our military, foreign policy, our health, the self-esteem of our children and young people? Do they trust our elections? Do they trust the system? And how much is it costing our dignity to keep fighting about was the election right, valid, or fair? And we can know that if we honor the federal election standards. The cost is immeasurable, and so we urge you really simply to agree to putting the resolution you have in your hands on a future agenda next week if you can, or next couple weeks, and at the next city council meeting, and vote in support of simply fair, honest, and valid elections. Our website showcases the initiatives nationwide and has some extremely informative videos revealing anomalies and apparent violations of the law in California and U.S. The website is really simple. It's the word unite and then the numeral 4 and then uniteforfreedom.com. That's uniteforfreedom.com. Appreciate your time very much tonight, and we'll circle back with Ms. Hubert and see, what things you guys decide to do. We appreciate you seriously considering this. Grateful for your time, and we all just want fair elections. That's what we want. Not looking back, looking forward, and in a nonpartisan way. So thank you. By the way, we got to get some kids home. We've got school and work and things that have to happen, but we're very grateful to be able to come and be before you tonight. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Chris Brossman.
Thank you for the opportunity again to speak. Last several meetings, a couple things have come up in my mind, and I wanted to voice them. I've had a chance to speak to a couple city employees that are no longer with the city, and when I'm asking them, what, why, one of the comments that I constantly hear is they were really happy here in Galt. So they felt like the city creates a community and that their fellow workers were really embracing, and they were sad in a lot of instances to be leaving it. The other side is they left, right? So we have to look at it and say, what can we do to strengthen that family together of city employees? And one of my ideas is, we've got the end of swim season coming up, is I thought we should honor all the city employees with an open pool where they can bring their family and we can do a barbecue for all the employees. And to me, it's just a matter of bringing the personal life together with the business life, but it's also about making memories with those families. I'm just looking to make it a little more difficult to leave Galt, because I do believe we lost a couple good people here recently. A couple of ideas too. We've mentioned, or the chambers have mentioned, doing a citizen of the meeting. Rarely have we made that happen, but maybe we should have an employee of the month that's recognized in the chambers here. I don't know if we have an employee of the month currently, to be honest with you. But to me, give them a bonus day off, give them a certificate for $100, I don't care. But again, let's start recognizing some of the people that are actually out there doing the work. Not take away from your directors, because you guys are doing the work too, but I'd like to see them be recognized in the chambers. The last thing that comes to mind is I know every one of us in this room is looking forward to the no excuse landscaping. And I know we haven't had all the pieces there to get there. My understanding is we now have the workers. Last council meeting, you guys approved an additional supervisor to make that happen. One of the challenges, though, that I really see in that, and I think it's either going to take city manager's involvement or city council's involvement, is the overlapping with the Parks and Rec and the other department that is also responsible for landscaping. I look at the sides of streets and I see weeds growing in between the road and the sidewalk. I see weeds growing out of the sidewalk. I see weeds growing in the medians. I see weeds on Twin Cities on the west side, which I guess that's one department's responsibility, and the other side's the other department's. But I don't know that we need duplication. I mean, you know, one of the reasons given was we need to have the truck out there with the flashing lights to make sure that our employees don't get run over. Well, we have one of those in one division. Now I guess we're requesting another one of those in the other division. But why we don't look at putting those two together and saying, okay, guys, you're in charge of landscaping. I just think that that needs to be looked at and work as a team versus going, hey, pointing fingers at either department. I'm going to wrap up with my conversation on Save Mart. My understanding is the back entrance or the west entrance to Save Mart was going to be it's been my ingress, egress for 25 years. I do see little arrows. I kind of ignore them. I do see a one-way street sign that just recently went up. I kind of ignore that too, except when the PD was sitting there one day. But I don't understand that because we're going to tear up A Street. My understanding is we were going to use that side entrance to avoid going on A Street. And yet now we have arrows directing us that we can only go in on that side, either entrance into that complex. That's a complex I go to a lot. And I see my time's expired, so thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Brosman. Any other comment, Tina,
Not on that.
on this agenda? If there's no comment, I would like, there's no question, but I'd like to thank you for everybody came up to make a comment regarding whatever they are is very important for me. I think very important for all other council members. Thank you for coming to the podium to give your comments. Thank you. So we're going to moving along to the next agenda item, a report by city council members on regional board, commission, and committees. Vice Mayor Lozano.
Yeah, I have two items. One is the California League of Cities Sacramento Valley Division meeting is going to be held this Friday in Elk Grove at the Veterans Hall on Civic Center Drive. There will be a tour of District 56 facility and the future zoo location. The main topic for the meeting will be police retention and recruitment, put on by the Elk Grove Police Department and Reading Police Department. And then secondly, we had a SACOG board meeting on June 20th. The board approved the housing formula of the 2025 blueprint. Although it was not a perfect situation, it is best we could come up with given the state mandated restrictions. We will now use this to integrate the transportation formula with the housing formula to create a 4-year plan. It should be noted that nothing in the plan removes local control from jurisdictions, including ours, and our general plan continues to be the guiding document for development and in Galt. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Council Member Vandenberg.
I have nothing to report at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. And myself, nothing to report this meeting. I will report in the next meeting. Going along on the next agenda item, information consent calendar. It is recommended the item 1 through 12 be acted on simultaneously unless a separate discussion or action is requested by a council member. Any council member or city clerk want to make any comment before we go to consent calendar?
We actually have a public comment on item F8.
Okay. All right.
Ken Lee.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Cam.
Hello. I brought up 8 because of the funding for local transit. I drive, but I also use public transportation. When I go to Lodi, it only costs me $1.25 to ride around the buses all day long. When I go to Sacramento, all the way to Folsom, it only costs me $3 all day long. So, it's low cost. I like to see a low cost way of the senior passes in this town because it uses a transfer system. I like to see a fixed route funding that way because when you use a dial-a-ride, it gets expensive. It takes hours sometimes just to be picked up and dropped off. And each time you get on and off the bus, it's $1.75 charge. And more of the seniors would be taking it to run errands instead of waiting on, their relatives and kids to pick them up to bring them places, give them more independence. And so maybe you can try to get some funding to see if it would work, a fixed route. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenley. I would like to ask Madam Clerk if you can read these item consent calendar to 1 through 12.
So receive and file warrants for period July 3rd, 2024, and minutes of regular meeting of June 18th, 2024, with the amendment of Vice Mayor Lozano's comments on pulling the community benefit funds to state he had a question on merits of policy instead of funding source. Award of bid to Knife River Construction for the Corp Yard improvements. Approval of consultant contract amendment number 1 for the Walnut Improvement Project Design with Dewberry. Approval of consultant contract amendment number 2 for the Old Town Water Main Replacement Project Design with REY Engineers. Approval of consultant contract amendment number 1 for the Deadman Gulch Improvement Project and routine maintenance agreement with Dockin Engineering. Contract award to Helix Environmental Planning, Inc. for environmental and design services for the Walker Park Phase 2 baseball fields. Amended claim number 2 based on revised findings of apportionment for state transit assistance and reallocation of local transportation funding. Axon equipment upgrade, Taser 10, Star Chase Pursuit Management System, Police Department Data Integration, Peregrine Technologies, and Cannabis Tax Grant Award Acceptance.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
None.
If it's not, may I have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
So moved.
Second?
It was moved by Council Member Merenberg, second by the Vice Mayor. Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote, please?
Vice Mayor Lozano.
Aye.
Councilmember Vandenberg.
Aye.
Mayor Sandu.
Aye. Motion passes to 3-0. Thank you. Next agenda item G, schedule matter notice of public hearing. Number 1 subject, West Side Galt Lighting, Landscaping and Maintenance District 1990 to 2002. Public hearing approving the engineer's report, confirming the assessment diagram and assessment to be levied and levying the annual assessment for fiscal year 2024 and 2025. Mr. Griffin.
Thank you, Mayor. Tonight, I'm going to be presenting all 3 of the public hearing items at one time. So the first item before you tonight is the West Side Galt Lighting, Landscaping and Maintenance District annual report. So this is the first, I mentioned, the first of 3 presentations. The presentation, again, just as a summary, is for the West Side Galt Landscape Lighting District to consider levying the annual assessments for fiscal year 24-25. There are 2 recommendations tonight. Recommendation 1 is to receive a presentation and conduct a public hearing regarding the levy of proposed assessments for the West Side Galt Lighting, Landscaping, and Maintenance District for fiscal year 24-25 and related engineer's report. Recommendation number 2 is upon closing of the public hearing, adopt a resolution approving the West Side Galt Lighting, Landscaping, and Maintenance District 1990-2 engineer's report and levying of annual assessments for fiscal year 24-25. This exhibit we'll see in all three presentations. The west side, the parcels that are within the west side landscape and lighting district are shown in pink. The others that are shown here, the ones in blue are part of CFD 2020-1, and I'm sorry, the ones in green are 2020-1. The ones in blue are west side, or are LLD number 3, and then the ones in gold will be the northeast area. This past fiscal year for the west side, there were no annexations, mergers, or subdivisions of an existing parcel. In this district, the parcel assessments have been fixed since its formation in 1990 and cannot be changed without a special election of the district's property owners. The typical single-family home assessment in this district ranges from $36.62 to $221.80, and it depends on what benefit zone the parcel is located in. And within this district, there's a total of 15 zones. Because this district's assessments haven't been updated or adjusted since inception, an external fund subsidy has externally been approved to cover a majority of the district's costs. For this fiscal year, the subsidy needed to maintain current service levels is $397,716, which is approximately 70% of that revenue needed for the district. And then just for reference, the district assessments generate the remainder, which is roughly $174,000. Again, just a reminder of the recommendation. Tonight's recommendation is to receive this presentation and conduct a public hearing regarding the levy of the proposed assessments for the West Side Galt Lighting Landscaping District for the fiscal year 24-25 and related engineer's report. And upon closing of the public hearing, adopt a resolution approving the West Side Galt Lighting Landscaping and Maintenance District and levying of annual assessments for fiscal year 24-25.
Thank you, Mr. Griffin. Now I would like to open the public hearing.
We can open the public hearing for all three at the same time.
All right, so we are going to open the public hearing for all these three, G1, G2, and agenda item G3. Any public comment?
No public comment.
All right, now we're going to go back to the council. Council, any comment or any question to the staff on all these agenda items?
I just have one comment. I appreciate the West Side Lighting and Landscape Maintenance District presentation. Before moving forward, I was wondering if you planned on doing the second and third ones right now, and then
I can do that if that's a preference of council. Yes.
Totally up to you. I have no questions on the West.
I think that would make the most sense. We can go through all three. They're all very similar. Okay, now this is the second of three presentations, and this is for the Northeast Galt Landscape Lighting District to consider levying annual assessments for fiscal year 24-25. Same recommendation as before. Now this is to receive a presentation and conduct a public hearing regarding the levy of proposed assessments for the Northeast Galt Landscape and Lighting District for fiscal year 24-25 and related engineer's report. And upon closing of the public hearing, adopt a resolution approving the Northeast Galt Landscape and Lighting District engineer's report and levying the annual assessments for fiscal year 24-25. A similar map to the last presentation. Now this, the area in yellow is the Northeast Landscape and Lighting District boundaries. And what you'll see, a couple parcels that are in green were de-annexed and they're now part of CFD 2020-1. Similar to the West Side Landscape Lighting District, for this year, there were no annexations, de-annexations, or partial subdivisions within this landscape and lighting district. And again, similar to the West Side, the parcel assessments have been fixed since the district's formation in 1990, and those also cannot be changed without a special election from the district property owners. For this district, the typical assessment for a parcel ranges from 5170 to 30185, and that depends on which benefit zone a parcel is located in. And for the Northeast Landscape Planning District, there's a total of 14 zones. And similar to the West Side, because these assessments have not been adjusted since inception, an external subsidy has historically been approved to cover district's costs. For this fiscal year, the subsidy needed to maintain current service levels is $1,264,614, which is approximately 73% of the revenue needed. And the district's assessments generate the remainder, which is approximately $465,000. Might help too. And then in conclusion, staff's recommendation is to receive this presentation and then conduct a public hearing regarding the levy of proposed assessments for the Northeast Galt Landscape and Lighting District for fiscal year 24-25 and the related engineers report. And then upon closing of the public hearing, adopt a resolution approving the Northeast Galt Landscape and Lighting District engineers report and levying of annual assessments for fiscal year 24-25. And last but not least, Landscape Land District number 3. Again, our recommendation is to receive a presentation and conduct a public hearing regarding the levy of proposed assessments for City of Galt Landscape and Land District number 3 for fiscal year 24-25 and its related engineers report. And upon closing of the public hearing, adopt a resolution approving the City of Galt Landscape and Land District number 3 engineers report and levying of annual assessments for fiscal year 24-25. This district, the parcels that fall within the bounds of L&L number 3 are shown in blue. For this year, there were no annexations or subdivisions of parcels within the district. However, different from both the west side and northeast area, the parcel assessments for Landscape and Land District number 3 are adjusted annually in an attempt to help keep pace with inflation, with rising costs and inflation. A minimum adjustment of 1.5% per year is allowed, but however, we're recommending an adjustment of 3.3% based on the CPI index, and that's reflected in the engineer's report and in the assessments. With that CPI adjustment, the assessment per parcel is $417.03, which is an increase of $13.32 from last year. Even with the adjustments, the expenditures continue to exceed revenues, triggering the need for a subsidy as well. And for L&L number 3, the estimated subsidy to maintain current service levels is $327,975, which is roughly 2/3 of the cost to the district. And for reference, the assessments generated by this district are approximately $148,000. So with that, our recommendation is to receive this presentation and conduct a public hearing regarding the levy of proposed assessments for the City of Galt Landscape and Land District number 3 for fiscal year 24-25 and its related engineers report. And upon closing of the public hearing, adopt a resolution approving the City of Galt Landscape and Lighting District number 3 engineers report and levying of annual assessments for fiscal year 24-25. And I'm here to answer any questions, and I know that's a lot, all very repetitive. So thank you for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Griffin. Thank you. Before I go further, City Attorney Frank, can we, when taking the vote, one vote for all these 3, or we have to do a separate?
You can take one vote for all 3 at the same time. We've opened and closed the public hearing for all 3. Some cities have what they call a consent public hearing calendar. That's essentially kind of what we're doing, although it's not a consent. We received a staff report. We can vote all at the same time.
Thank you. Now go back to the council. Council, any question or any comment on these all three items, G1, G2, and G3?
No, sir.
The only, I don't have a question, but just kind of clarification on these three. This assessment we usually do every year. This is not just something new, right?
That is correct. Yes, since the formation of the district, every parcel that's has been assessed a fee. And so this is, for some parcels, it's been, ongoing for more than 30 years.
Okay, thank you. And just for another clarification, you said it usually assessment go by the CPI, right? And the CPI is by some group of cities, and what you using, like in the Bay Area, they have a different group, Central Valley or the Southern, which group you using going compare as your engineering report in these all parts?
Yes, we, for the three districts, the only one that is adjusted is Landscaping Lighting District number 3. The other two, both the west side and the northeast area, those are not allowed to be adjusted annually by the CPI. I'm not certain on the source of the CPI, so I would need to look into that and get back to you on that.
All right, thank you. Well, we usually, the reason I was asked the question, because every year, I know last year we using like in the lot of city in the Bay Area, but just kind of, just get back to us in before next meeting or whenever you get a chance. Any public comment? If there's no public comment, I'm going to close the public hearing. Again, council have a opportunity, any question, any comment? If it's not, then I'm looking to have a motion to approve the item number G1, G2, and G3.
So moved.
Is moved by Council Member Vandenberg.
Second.
Second by Vice Mayor Lozano. Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote, please?
Vice Mayor Lozano?
Aye.
Councilmember Vandenberg?
Aye.
Mayor Sandu?
Aye. Motion passes by 3-0.
Mayor, I've quickly looked at the report. The CPI is based on all urban users for the Western States region.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot. Next agenda item is regular calendar. There is nothing on the regular calendar. Oh, there is in a regular calendar, City Council's Office, Measure R, Independent Citizen Oversight Committee appointment. Ms. Hilbert.
So the recommendation is to review and consider appointment by a roll call vote, an application to one of the two vacant positions on the Measure R Independent Citizens Oversight Committee. Both Linda Clendon and Chris Brossman, whose terms ended April 2024, chose not to reapply. The city clerk's office advertised the vacancies on the city's website and social media, and one application was received on April 18th, 2024 from Rob Bull, who meets the required qualification. City Council can appoint the current applicant and continue to advertise for a remaining vacancy, or you can choose to keep both vacancies open until additional applications are received. And I believe Mr. Bull is in the audience in case you have any questions.
I had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Bold today and had a good conversation. I think he'd be great for the position. And so without any, if there is no other discussion from council, I'd like to move the appointment of Mr. Bull per his application and continue to advertise for the second vacant position.
Thank you. So I'm agreed to. So Madam Clerk may have a roll call vote, please.
Vice Mayor Lozano?
Aye.
Councilmember Vandenberg?
Aye.
Mayor Sandu?
Aye. Motion passes to 3-0.
Thank you for helping out.
Communication.
I'm just reminding everyone there's no August 6th meeting due to National Night Out.
Thank you. City clerk's report.
Nothing.
Thank you. Comments by staff.
Good evening. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I think we'll start staff comments with Police Chief Brian Kalinowski. Birthday boy.
You whispered that.
I did.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I have two quick items, although I threatened the city manager with many more. On Tuesday, August 6th at 6 p.m., Tina just noted that we have National Night Out. Staff will be in touch with you about the normal protocol. We'll be leaving from the police department, same 3 locations as years past, and we'll be seeking those folks who want rides with us. And then because we only have one more meeting before this event occurs, I just want to put it on your radar. Monday, August 26th at noon, we'll be at the memorial to honor the loss of Harminder Graywall. And so we will have staff there. It is a brief ceremony and a moment of reflection, and then we'll go about our business. But again, that's Monday, August 26th at noon out at the memorial. That's all I have tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up would be Parks and Rec Director Armando Solis.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. I just wanted to take this time to acknowledge some of my staff, Jackie Garcia and her staff for the IDC that we had on the 4th of July. It's another great event. We had the modified parade. Just for information, we will have to do that one more time in December for our Lighting of the Night event. So please be prepared for that. The parade was great. Saturday market, I've heard nothing but great feedback from all of the events. Also, I'd like to thank my lifeguards, Parks and Rec employees, the market employees for working in this 100-degree heat for this extended period. Haven't complained. They've really just buckled down and did the work. I just want to let them know that I appreciate them very much. The small pool is scheduled to be completed within 10 days, and we hope to have it open within 2 weeks. We'll have to take time to do the chemicals, make sure it's balanced, and then we'll open it to the public as soon as possible. We started working on the dog park from the donation with Kiwanis. We've started assembling everything off-site. Then we'll come in and do the demo, and hopefully we'll have that completed within 30 days. If you haven't seen our posts on our social media, Meadowview Park's playground was vandalized, and it's currently closed to the public. We are currently getting bids to see what it will cost to repair. A similar incident that happened at Walker, the cost to repair was $67,000. So, and that is to replace the entire pour-in place because it was brought up from the carpet up. So, and that's all I had.
And then finally, Interim Community Development Director Amy Mendez.
Good evening. I just have a couple of brief updates, one of which is, oh, thank you, Tina. Just letting everybody know that we have launched our new citizen application, Galt Connect, which is the same Galt Connect as before, just a new platform that we're utilizing. And so this one has a lot more flexibility for the citizens. In addition to the service requests, there's a lot more information loaded on there to try to provide some direction before they send a citizen request through so they don't get stuck in a portal. There also is going to be some business cards we're printing, so we'll hand those out to City Council, also to field staff so they can hand those out. There's a QR code on them so that citizens are able to download the application. If you already have the app, you'll be prompted to update it so that the new application will load on your phone. So there shouldn't be any disruption with the service there. We've seen quite an uptick. I think TJ's probably really happy with us right now in code enforcement because we have been pushing this out on social media to get citizens to download this. The second thing I wanted to update council on was that Parlin Oaks is going to be having a grand opening celebration on Saturday, July 27th. It looks like it's from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. They will be serving food out there and opening up, I believe they're models for folks to take a tour and take a look at the new subdivision. That's located on the southwest corner of Carillion and Walnut. I'm sure you've seen it under construction. They've had a little bit of a delay with obtaining power from SMUD, but I think that has been resolved. So that will be on the 27th from 11 to 2. So we have invited council and anybody from the community that wants to come take a look at the new subdivision. They actually launched their website, and their homes are starting at $459,000, which I think is relatively low considering what most of the market is right now. So those are new homes ranging from 1,400 to 1,512 square feet. So if you have time, I'm sure everybody would love to see you out there. That's all I have.
And Mayor, before passing on to council, I do have a couple comments. One is that interim Public Works Director tag that you see on John Griffin will probably be the last time you see it. John was offered and he accepted the full-time Public Works Director position. So we're very excited to have John on board. He brings a wealth of experience to the team. He has vast experience in a lot of different public works activities, including but not limited to water and wastewater operations, development plan review, CIP project management. John has worked with the city, I think, on and off for 9 years now. So he is essentially Galt. He's been Galt staff for some time. And finally, John lives here too. So we always, John didn't need the hometown discount, but we were willing to give it to him. But we're really excited about John joining the team, and I know he'll be a great addition to the director level and really for the city in general. So welcome, John, and thank you. And I really appreciated him working as the acting Public Works Director and so I did state the position at the beginning. So John worked as the acting director for 6 to 7 weeks. And again, I really appreciate his efforts during that time. Before turning it over to council, I would also like to thank Mr. Brosman for his comments on staff, because I do agree that building a culture and developing staff, within the city is really important to us. So it is something we're already working on. We have items that we're looking to promote staff culture by getting together and celebrating our team as a group. And I would say I really appreciate you highlighting the directors and including them in that speech, because the directors are extremely hardworking. They put a lot of time in, a lot of effort, and having had the pleasure of being a director in a couple different cities, I will tell you the Galt directors work very hard, and it's because they have to, and they do it, and they do it well. So I really appreciate the effort that they put in, and it is not noticed, certainly with me, and I know with others. So thank you, directors. And one final thing, I'd like to say happy birthday to the police chief. Today is his birthday.
Beat me to it.
And then that's all I have.
Thank you. Next agenda item is comments by city council member and future agenda item. Vice Mayor Lozano.
Yeah, first of all, Chief, 29 looks really good on you, so you should be proud. Lots that has happened since the last meeting. Just I'll highlight a couple. I was able to attend the firefighter graduation. There's a new firefighter class that in Elk Grove and Galt that was put on the line on the 27th, and there were 20 graduates, all paramedics. So that's kind of a good thing to have the high level of training that they do. Also, there attended the 4th of July celebration, IDC celebration. I want to thank Armando and all of the other staff that worked really hard to put that one on, and with a different route for the parade, I think it went really well. And so very well thought out, very well planned, and given our construction that's been going on C Street, I think it was the right move to make. And certainly there were a lot of people that attended that. The other couple of items are attended the badge pinning ceremony for the police department, and I wanted to congratulate all of those who promoted and came into the police department family. It was a nice event, a little warm, but it was still really nice, very well done as always, Chief. And thank the staff, and I know you didn't do it all, but certainly thank the staff that helped put that together. And then also there was a badge pinning ceremony that afternoon for 3 battalion chiefs for the fire department, 3 captains, and an engineer, and then they brought on some additional prevention staff from a local tax measure they have up there. And so that was, it's gonna be nice to have additional staff to help the city down here work through prevention and public outreach. So you'll certainly be hearing from them shortly. And then lastly, I just want to thank the community. It's been very hot, and you know, when temperatures go up, so do tempers. And I think that the last several weeks here, we haven't seen a lot of that. But certainly our staff is out working and communicating and doing all that they need to do to make sure that we continue to maintain safety in our community. And then just lastly, I want to thank John Griffin. I didn't know until today you were being promoted, but I think it's the right move. I think your responsiveness the last I don't know, a couple of weeks where we've had to have conversations, and you're on the run and I'm on the run, and just very responsive. And I want to thank you for that work and the work that I'm sure you'll continue to do in this city. And so welcome aboard to the new role. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Benjamin.
Thank you, Mayor. Congratulations, John. As far as the resolution goes, I would ask support from my fellow council members to bring it back for discussion and or approval. If you paid any attention at all in recent days and or years, there's been a lack of confidence in our government, and I think nothing would help bring that back more than people believing that their vote counts and it's an honest count, and I don't see why an effort to ensure that would be a bad thing. And then I just ask it's been discussed before about consolidation, that's not the best word perhaps, of the lighting and landscaping problem and portions that, and I would ask the city manager just to, not right now, but just to touch bases with us on that, and all of us, and it would be, long-term for the city, it would be a great thing to resolve permanently. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Member. Myself, thank you for the public comment. Thank you for the public came to this meeting. Thank you for the staff. Thank you for Chief. Happy birthday, and thank you for your service, and especially your staff. We know there's a couple incident happened last couple of weeks, and they did a very good job, and thank you for them. And also like to thank you, everybody, their reports, everybody, especially John Griffin, thank you. And congratulations and welcome as your director, and I can say hometown director. Thank you. I did attend, I'm going to mention a couple events I did attend. Thank you, city staff and all the organization for putting a such good event schedule for 4th of July, even with the high temperature. We had a great turnout to the community. Thank you to Eagle Field Foundation for bringing their military tank to the parade. We also had a good turnout on the evening before the parade. Thank you to Velvet Grill and Indian Express Kitchen for providing the free food and ice cream. And I also thank you for Brian King for DJing. I also attended the swearing ceremony for Galt Police Department. They welcomed 3 new officers and 1 dispatcher. And also congratulations to Sergeant Hammock and Castronado on their promotion. And that's all tonight. Thank you everybody to coming this meeting. And if nobody have no comment, then I'm going to, Chief, you have a comment?
No, I've said more than enough. Thank you.
Oh,
Shouldn't we close with singing Happy Birthday?
Thank you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
He's going to kill me.
So now I'm going to adjourn the meeting 7:12. Thank you.